Assalamualaikum. Today we discuss the topic of what is choke coil in AC circuit. What is a choke coil? Choke coil is an induced coil whose main function to block the high frequency AC circuit and allow the low frequency DC current. So here we write that what is a choke coil? Choke coil is an inductive coil. A choke coil is an inductive coil whose main function to block the high frequency AC current, to block AC AC current, that is the always the high frequency current, and allow low DC, that is always the low frequency current. That is the function of the choke coil. What is the construction of the choke coil? Okay, one is discussed that how the choke name come from. The choke name come from the term choking, whose mean is blocking. So here we write that choke name comes from the term choking, whose mean is blocking. Whose mean is blocking. So where is the choke coil is used? Choke coil is used basically to block the AC current and allow the DC current. Okay, if we draw its diagram, how the choke coil is look like. This is the iron core, and iron core is wound by the insulated wire, that is basically the choke coil. So here we write that this is the iron core. Iron core is wound by the insulated wire. This is the insulated wire. Okay. So this is all about the choke coil. What is the choke coil? Next we discuss about the no power dissipation in the choke coil. A choke coil is an inductive coil of very small resistance used for controlling current in AC circuit. If a resistance is used for controlling current, there is wastage of power due to the Joule heating effect. On the other hand, no power dissipation when a current flow through a pure inductor. Power is dissipation only due to the resistance, but no in the choke coil because here we use the inductor. So here we write that no about the power dissipation in choke coil. A choke coil is an inductive coil of very small resistance A chalk coil is an inductance coil of very small resistance. That is the very small resistance. This choke coil is used for controlling current in AC circuit. It used for controlling current in an AC circuit. Okay, here we write that if a resistance is used for controlling current, there is the wastage of power due to Joule heating effect. Here write that if we use not the inductance coil, we use the resistance. If a resistance is used, if a resistance is used for controlling current, there is wastage of power due to Joule heating effect. So here we write that there is wastage of power due to Joule कहते हैं on the other hand we always use the inductor because is not you dissipate the power is oscillate between the load and the source is not dissipate. So on the other hand here we use the on the other hand there is no power dissipation when a current flow through a pure inductor because resistor is always is consume the power but the inductor that is not consume the power. So here we write that on the other hand there is an inductor, there is no power dissipation when current flow through a pure inductor. That is how we use the chalk coil. Chalk coil is basically used in the circuit where we want the no power dissipation. Okay, next we discuss it the construction. Chalk coil is basically consists of a large number of the insulated wire wound over a soft iron core that is the laminated core is used to minimize the eddy current loss. So here we draw the diagram of the construction of the chalk coil. This is the soft iron core. Why we use the soft iron core? Soft iron core is basically is used to minimize the eddy current loss. Here is the soft iron core and the soft iron core is consists of a large number of the insulated wire that has the many turns. This is the insulated wire. It wound on the soft iron core. So here is the insulated wire. Okay हो गया. So here we write that it consists of a large number of the insulated wire wound on a soft iron core. It consists of large number of insulated wire wound over a soft iron core. Okay, why we use the soft iron core? Because it's easily magnetized and demagnetized easily. We will discuss in the next chapter, that is the physics in solids. We discuss in detail why use we soft iron core. Then a laminated core is used to minimize the eddy current. Lower a laminated core. Why do we use the laminated core? Laminated core is basically is divided into a maximum number of the layers. That layers is used to reduce the eddy current that is produced in the coil. So here we write that uh, a laminated core, a laminated core is used to minimize the eddy current loss. This is we discuss about the chalk coil. First we discuss the what is the chalk coil, then we discuss in the no power dissipation in the chalk coil because we use the inductor. Then third we discuss about the construction, how we construct the chalk coil. For chalk coil we use the soft iron core and insulated wire. This consists of a large number of the insulated wire wound over a soft iron core. A laminated core is used to minimize the eddy current loss. Okay. Uh, Baji, hi, hi to welcome to my class. Thank you so much for watching video. And you asked the question, why don't we use the chalk coil in DC current? Chalk coil is basically allow the DC current to move through it. We use the chalk coil in that circuit where we want to the block the current. We use the in the AC current AC circuit because here it is basically oppose the changing current. With steady DC current, the current does not change. Chalk coil is basically is opposed the change that is happening in the circuit. So DC current that is not change, that is flow in the steady, so chalk coil is not used in the uh, steady current circuit. So here we use the chalk coil in the AC circuit where it always opposes the changing current. So chalk coil is only useful in AC circuit. We use it as a filter or power supply whenever we block or smooth the alternating current variation. Hope you get my answer. So here we write it about your question, why we don't use the chalk coil in DC circuit. A chalk coil is only a chalk coil is useful only in AC circuit, in AC circuit where it where it can block or smooth alternating variation variation. So why will you not use the chalk coil in DC circuit? Because in DC circuit is the DC current is flow in the smooth direction. A chalk coil is only used in AC circuit where it is can block or smooth alternating variation, because chalk coil is always oppose the change. It whenever the current is suddenly increase or decrease, it oppose the that change. So here we use the chalk coil in that AC circuit where we want to use to block or smooth alternating current variation. Okay, next we discuss about the power factor in the chalk coil. How we what is the power loss in the chalk coil? Now we discuss about it. ये तो लिखा हुआ है. Here is. So here we use about or discuss about the power dissipation in the chalk coil. What is the power dissipation in the chalk coil? अच्छा, in chalk coil, the inductive reactance offered by the coil is that is the omega L. So here we write that uh, the inductive reactance offered by the inductive reactance offered by the coil is given by that is the XL is equal to omega L. Taiba Faisal Abbas. Hello too. Thank you so much for coming to my class. If you have any question about this topic, you can ask me in the comment section. Thank you so much for your watching. Okay, in case of inductor, the current is always lag behind the voltage by a phase angle of 90 degree. In the last lecture, we discussed that the current lag behind the voltage by a phase angle of 90 degree. So here we write that in case of inductor, in case of inductor, the current lag behind the voltage by a phase angle 90 degree. So here is the average power. So here we calculate the average power, that is the P is equal to V, which shows the source voltage. We use the root mean square value of the voltage because source voltage is changing its magnitude and direction. So here we use the root mean square value. So phase angle that is between the voltage and current, that is the 90 degree, and here we know that the cos 90 degree, that is equal to 0. When the average power is 0, this means that the power, no power is consumed, only the power exchange between source and load, power is not consuming. So here we write that here is the, this means no power is consumed, only the energy exchange back and forth between the source and the load. Okay हो गया? So no power dissipation in the chalk coil, because in the chalk coil we use an inductor. An inductor is always the power is oscillate between source and load. No energy is dissipation. So okay. Okay. Here we discuss the another point. The only loss in the chalk coil, the only loss in the chalk coil is due to the hysteresis loss, hysteresis loss in the iron core because of repeated magnetization, because of repeated magnetization. Okay, this loss is minimized by using a soft iron core. This loss is minimized by using a soft iron core. Okay हो गया? Okay, next we discuss about the uses of the chalk coil. A chalk coil is used when the with the fluorescent tube light to produce the high voltage at the static time. And chalk coil also used in the supply circuit such as the voltage regulator, rectifier circuit, and inverter circuit. So here we write that a chalk coil, a chalk coil is used with fluorescent tube light to produce high voltage at the starting. Chalk coil is used in power. Chalk coil is used in power supply circuit such as voltage regulator, rectifier circuit, inverter circuit, etc. So this is all we use discussed about the uses of the chalk coil. First we discuss about the what is the chalk coil, then we discuss about the power dissipation of the chalk coil, and then we discuss its construction, and last we discuss about its uses. And next topic is our about the metal detector, how LC oscillator circuit is used in the metal detector, what principle is used in the metal detector. We discuss in the next class. Thank you so much for your watching. If you have any question about this topic, that is the chalk coil, you can ask me in by the comment section. I will answer you.